What is up, and welcome back to Talking Nutrition. I wanted to do a mini episode on challenges, things to kind of like be aware of, when you see these challenges online and when you see a transformation challenge, a fat loss challenge, whatever that may be. And of course, we're going to talk about the Momentum March challenge that's coming up this Monday. So Monday the 10th, we're going to start. I want to share why I'm doing this challenge. And I also want to share what I think is wrong with most challenges, because a lot of times the outcome is rewarded, right? Transformation challenge, right? Who got the best transformation? Fat loss challenge, maybe who lost the most weight or those kind of things. But I think we shouldn't glorify that stuff, to be honest with you. At least this is my opinion, right? So I'm pretty passionate about this stuff. I kind of hate most challenges. And, maybe you disagree, and that's totally cool, right? We could all disagree sometimes. But I kind of hate most challenges. It kind of gives me... gets under my skin, because you know what it is. Is it great to focus on that stuff? Weight loss and, the best transformation. I mean, mind you, like every single person joining a challenge will start at a different stage, different roadblocks, different habits, different, experience lifting weights or starting with a different amount of muscle mass versus fat mass, right? So should we glorify the outcome or should we focus on the input? That's what I want to talk about, because the input, that's where it's at. 21-day challenge, which is the length for most challenges, including ours. It's not that much time, And again, I like challenges in a way, at least the way we do them. And I'm super biased here, but you know what it is? The way I set our challenges up is very different than many others for the reason of me hating most challenges. I don't want this to be like one of those other ones. What I want this to be for you is you're going to learn about nutrition, training, and mindset. You're going to get direct access to me for actual coaching advice, so that not only will you join a challenge where you get a couple, tasks to check off, and you might win a prize, which for us is going to include one-on-one coaching, group coaching, or a gift card. Now, you also get access to me as your coach during our Q&A calls, which every single week we're going to do. So you'll see me in the rest of this mini episode kind of going between what we're going to be doing and why I think many other challenges are kind of crappy, right? But for now, let's stick to ours, because again, I'm biased, but I love doing these challenges for that specific reason. Because again, yes, there's going to be tasks. You're going to get access to our app, our community, super straightforward, super easy to use, which I love, by the way. So this is going to be the first challenge we're doing on our new platform. And we finally got to a good solution, right? Because I've been playing around with different apps and those kind of things. And now we got one where you can just have it all, right? You can have the community. You can have some bonus resources that I'll also give you access to, because again, I want to give you as much as possible in terms of support, in terms of education, in terms of helping you figure this whole nutrition, health, fitness thing out. So you got the bonus resources you have access to. You have the forum for the community stuff. There's going to be community bonus tasks as well as your habit tracking. It's going to be a nutrition component, a activity, and a mindset piece, and that's going to be every single day. I'll tell you this already. Most people tend to struggle with the mindset part the most. That is the most difficult one. I'm not going to say what it is. And if you've been in one of our past challenges, you might have an idea. But it's going to be fun because, we're going to work on the stuff that you're going to have to work on anyway, the rest of your journey, right? This is not going to just be something you're supposed to do for 21 days. I mean, we're going to do it for 21 days together, but you're supposed to keep this stuff up. So why not set you up with the basics that you got to do anyway down the road? Whether you want to lose fat or build muscle or even just perform, right? The things we'll discuss will benefit every single goal. Every goal. No matter where you're at, no matter what phase you're in, I mean, fat loss and, reverse diets, maintenance and muscle gain. This stuff will help you every day, every week, every month, every year. Let's be honest too. I'm recording this on March 7th. It's a bit, last minute. I'm putting it up right after I'm not recording, because no one is perfect with this stuff, right? I'm supposed to put this up on Monday and, stuff came up. I got to prioritize my clients. And I didn't record this episode last week, so we're doing it today. We're putting it up. But again, it's March 7th now. We had January, we had February. There's a good chance that you started full of motivation. I mean, the year, right? There's a good chance that you felt like, hey, you know what? Now I'm going to make it happen. Like this time it's going to work, right? I'm really going to do my best here. I'm really going to make sure that no matter what, I finally lose the weight. I finally achieve that body that I'm after. Could be muscle gain related to, right? I finally want to perform at my best when I do my CrossFit or my running or whatever that may be, right? I finally want to feel like all the work I'm putting in is paying off. But we're still not there yet. We're now 2 months down the road and we fell for another quick fix. We did another low carb diet. We did another keto, fasting, whatever you may have tried. You tried another meal replacement shake scheme, let's call it. I don't even like to call that like a challenge or, coaching, because it's not. They're still around, right? They're still around, the meal replacement shakes. And if you've been here long enough, that's stuff I'm really passionate about. I hate that shit. And why is that? Because it's not that it doesn't work sometimes in the short term, because it usually does. But it's focusing on the wrong things. And I think most challenges focus on the wrong things. Like I said before, right? Why should we reward people for losing the most weight or having the most, impressive transformation in 21 days? Guess what? There's a few things that can't really happen in 21 days. First of all, is reaching your end goal. Because reaching your goal isn't just losing weight, even if your goal is fat loss, right? It's also the maintenance of your results. Because what are you going to do if you do something for 21 days, you lose weight, and you go right back to what you were doing? What you were doing was the thing that got you to gain the weight in the first place. There's no follow-up, no guidance, no direction. So you might get a great result there, and just go back to square one right after. Another thing, going back to 2025 goals, we know that based on research, 80% of the people who set that New Year's resolution fall off in February already. By the end of the year, there's 95%. So only 5% will ever reach their New Year goals. And I'm going to help you be among that 5%, because I know this stuff is difficult. That's why we're doing the challenge again, Momentum March. I think we did it for the first time in May 3 or 4 years ago. I want to say 3 maybe. That was the Momentum May challenge. But now we're going to do Momentum March again, which we also did last year and the year before. And, excuse me, caught cold. Would you mind, excuse me, 1 second. Got to drink a little bit of water. There we go. Tiny bit, tiny sip. My bottle is almost empty. No, but we did Momentum May. We changed it to Momentum March because I like this time of the year for a specific reason. Because I know you've already tried things by yourself, and that you're likely stuck at this point. And hey, you know what? If that's not the case, then incredible. That's awesome. Then I still want you to continue to listen, because I still think this is going to benefit you, this challenge. Because it's made not just for people who don't reach their goals, it's for people who are already kind of on a roll and they just want to get some extra input, some guidance. Again, the basics that we're going to practice every single day, we're going to have to do that stuff anyway. So for 21 days, we're going to build momentum. Not just focusing on the 21 days, but the months after this and even the rest of the year, and even next year and the year beyond that. The years beyond that, I should say. Because when we're talking eating healthy, when we're talking staying active, building muscle, when we're talking working on our mindset, that should really be a lifelong endeavor, It really should be. Now, what I want to do is also make sure that this is giving people an honest chance of winning. I want to make sure that people join this, and even if they're a complete beginner, they can win coaching. That's why we have our bonus tasks. That's why we do our Q&As. So I want to give you a little bit of info on how this works. So every single day, you're going to have 3 habits to check off. I'm not going to share what it is, but it's going to be nutrition, training, and mindset. So 1 for each. Every single week, there's going to be a Q&A. For those Q&A calls, because we have people joining from Canada, from America, different coasts also. We have people from Europe, all over the place. In the past, we have people from Australia. So as much as we're going to go live on Zoom, you don't have to be there live, because we want to accommodate different time zones. So I'm going to put up the replay every single week, and you'll get a form to submit your questions. And during our Q&A, we're going to run through those questions one by one. So even if you can't make it live, you still get your coaching advice from me. You still get your guidance, and you still get to learn more based on what you need help with, right? So that's going to get you bonus points. Literally just participating in the Q&As. Literally just asking a question that will help you reach your goals. On top of that, we'll do community challenge bonus tasks as well. So every week is a theme, right? So nutrition, training, mindset. First week, we're going to do something related to nutrition. And you can post that in the forums. And again, I'm sharing a little bit, not everything, because you'll learn once you're in the challenge. Second week, activity, right? Third week, mindset. And just like that, we have a clear focus. And of course, there's only so much I can teach you in 21 days, but we can actually address quite a bit. And if I look at the 21 days that I spend with my clients when they join for one-on-one coaching, or even in the Odyssey group coaching program, that starting point is probably the most impactful chunk of time that sets you up for success. Now, it's not always 21 days. It's sometimes 2 weeks or sometimes 4 weeks. And some people are a little bit, slow when it comes to learning how to track, or there's other things that are making things difficult, especially people who travel a lot and all that, so maybe we need a little bit more time to dial it in. But let's say on average, just about 21 days is kind of all we need to get you started, because we have a 3-phase system for our client transformations, right? Where the first phase is all about building habits and routines. It's about getting you ready for your transformation. And that's why I hate those transformation, challenges and fat loss challenges. Like, we first need time to set you up for success. Because here's what happens then. Once you have those things in place and you come to me and you say, hey, you know what? I struggle with binge eating. You know what? I struggle with the weekends or whatever that is. If we work on that first, the things that hold you back the most, and if we work on your habits, routines, we add things back to your diet that we're missing, right? We increase things like protein and fiber. We get active. When those bases are covered and you then start your transformation, now you're going to see results, because that's our second phase, right? It's really all about creating results, making it work count. So you got to have those habits and routines in place. So we're going to take some time. Now, I will say this. 21 days is typically not enough to build a new habit, as much as social media is full of crap where they say it takes 21 days to create a new habit. It doesn't have to be the case. It can be the case. Research shows that it's 66 days on average, and that's a range from 18 up to 254. I always say this, and if you're here long enough, like you've heard me say these exact words, but I don't care how long it's supposed to take to create a new habit. I want to see how much we are doing the thing. Excuse me. My voice is rough today. Really caught a cold yesterday. But 21 days, let's say we set the intention of drinking more water, which I probably should have done before recording this episode, because my throat is dry and I'm almost going to cough like every second. We could set the intention, but like if we're not doing it, you're not going to build a habit. If the idea is to drink more water for 21 days, but we're not actually doing the thing, there's no habits that are built. We're just playing around with an idea that you're not executing on. So what does that look like? In our challenge, you're going to see your consistency score too, right? Let's say we want to eat more protein. Okay, so do we have an idea of I probably should eat more protein? Or are we going to, excuse me, are we going to check a list for 21 days or more? I do this for multiple months with my clients. And we're going to check a list and look at, hey, this week, how many days did we manage the task? Is it 2, 3 days? 1, 0? Okay, it needs a bit more work. Is it 4, 5? That's actually really good already. Is it 6, 7? Solid. That's great. I also want you to know that it's probably unrealistic to expect every single day to be perfect, as much as I am going to push you during the challenge to do something every single day. I'm going to say this to you though, it's going to be very basic. So we'll make sure that you can do it every day. But 6, 7 in a week is ambitious. It will be great, but it's kind of ambitious. I always tell people like at least 5 days out of the week, we're probably building habits. The same study that I talked about with these 66 days, it also shows that, one day where you miss a rep, let's say, actually doesn't seem to have much of an effect at all. It's all about trying again, trying again and then again. So even there, like there's an actual study on this that says that if you miss a day, that's not a big deal as long as you pick it right back up. And the effort of consistency, right? Or the effort of consistently showing up every single day, that's related to people building new habits. Because mind you, like a habit is something you do on autopilot almost, which is something that you almost don't even think about anymore. But to get to that point, you don't just decide, hey, I now have the habit of XYZ. No, it doesn't work that way. We need to do something that we're not used to doing. And we do it again. And we do it again. We do it again. And then your brain will start to create new connections. And then once those connections are made, we still need to strengthen them until they're an actual solidified habit. Now, conversely, like if you want to get rid of bad habits, the same thing goes. There are certain connections in your brain related to certain behaviors or even thoughts, right? That may not support your current goals. And for those connections to weaken, we need to do those things less. And that's probably even more difficult than building new habits. But here's the cool thing. We can also say we're going to get rid of a certain habit and then try to replace that with a different habit. So a very easy one, I know that most of us, including myself, tend to look at our phone a little bit too much. And we tend to look at that phone and we tend to, mess up our sleep that way. We spend too much time scrolling and our sleep suffers and then the results are worse. That goes for our hormones, our energy levels, obviously, muscle gain results, fat loss, like you name it. Like everything is impacted by sleep impacted or improved. So if sleep is good, awesome. It's going to improve everything. If sleep sucks, everything else sucks. So like a bad habit of being on our phone too much can be replaced with a good habit where we're going to read a book. We're going to journal. We're going to meditate. We're going to do a short evening walk. We're even just going to sit down and talk to our partner, but we're going to do something instead of that, in quotes, bad habit to replace it. And in case of sleep, probably something to help you wind down for bedtime. You see, that's a process. But we cannot shortcut that process. It's unlikely to take 21 days. Like I said, in that study, it said just about 18. But that's on the short end. The long end is 254. But I'll tell you this too. If for 254 days, you've done something maybe once a week, you're not going to create any habits. Not at all. And that's why I want you to join this challenge, because we're going to make sure that you have some basic things to focus on that will help you build those habits. And you know what? When you keep these things up after the challenge, it's going to benefit you. That's the idea. I'll let you in on a little insider info as well, because I want to share this with our podcast listeners and people who are potentially joining a challenge. We are starting a new cohort in April for the Odyssey Group Coaching Program. That's a 12-week program where you go through our course, where we do more Q&A, education, right? And you get actual coaching by me. As a challenge participant, you get early access to that, which will automatically give you access to, let's call it the early bird deal that we're going to have. So normally it is $150 per month for 3 months. If you want to do check-ins with me, it's going to be add-on. But if you join this challenge, you automatically get access to our early bird offer, which makes those first 3 months in the group coaching program $300 total. So it's basically a month for free. That's a buy, right? Plus you're going to get the check-ins as a bonus. I'll throw that in too. You see? Because what I want to do for you is give you as many options as possible to succeed. We're about to wrap up our first cohort in this program, and people have been killing it, So for them too, like let's say this. So we're going to stick with the 21 days. For them as well. For most people, around 21 days was the time where we built habits. We had to eat more protein, fiber, calories went up in most cases. We make sure that we have certain things in place. We make sure that we learn how to track. We make sure that we have a few things taken care of before we start. And that's been hard. And it's always been hard because guess what? People come into our programs and they're ready. Like they want to go. And then here I am telling you, hey, you know what? Like we're not going to do fat loss yet. Like I'm going to have you working your routines and we're going to do some prep work. But I can tell you this, when you do the prep work, you will succeed. At least if it's done proactively and you show up willing to learn, right? When that's taken care of, you're going to succeed. Because now it changes from what most people do in January and February, where they want to lose weight, but it doesn't work. Like, no, when we cut, like, we're going to see results. If you apply the things that teach you, you will see results, no questions. Again, we're going to see it. And I have enough data to support this. So, like, I'm not trying to, do any like sleazy marketing things here. Like, no, like, I know this stuff. So we can spend the 21 days to get ready and then for sure be successful. People are losing weight, like more calories than they were eating when they came in now. They're eating more. They're not even struggling with cravings and hunger anymore. Energy is better. Workouts are better. And that's because we do the pre-work. So when you do this challenge, 21 days, like, you're already going to have your head start. If you then choose to join the Odyssey, awesome. Then you have another 12 weeks with us to go through a group coaching program that will teach you everything you need to know. That goes for your nutrition, training, and mindset. You're going to continue to have coaching access to me. We're going to continue to do Q&As. And you're going to see even better results. But let's go back to the challenges. Because I'm also not here to sell you the group coaching program, because let me tell you, like, it's not even open yet. Like, you can't even get on the wait list yet. Or at least you can't get that offer yet. You can if you join this challenge though. Okay, most challenges, again, focus on the outcome instead of the effort. You get rewarded for an outcome. And now you think, hey, if I lose more weight, that's a good thing. But going back to habits, which we know is going to take time. So again, like, let's get rid of that 21-day mindset. As much as our challenge is 21 days, we're going to do something together for 21 days. Things you got to do there, like, you're going to have to keep up anyway. But 21 days isn't enough to build a habit for most people. You cannot shortcut that process. I also know, based on my data, that most people coming into a program want to lose just about 5 to 10 kilos, or, like 10 to 20 pounds. And sometimes that's more. If we're talking, 10, 20 kilos, or, 20, 40, 50 pounds, you're in for it, right? Like, it's got to be 6 to 12 months. And it's not 6 to 12 months of dieting. Absolutely not. There's going to be an initial period, like I said, 2 to 4 weeks. Let's call it 21 days on average, of getting you set up for success. You're going to have to be patient. You're going to have to work hard in the beginning. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. But with my help, with me on your team, like, we can get you there. And then we go into your transformation. Now, let's say for most people, it's going to be maybe 3 months of dieting. And then we're going to go back up. You're going to do a reverse diet. You're going to learn from me how to increase your calories without rebounding back up, like, in no time. You know what I mean? And then another thing too, like, the rebounding is not necessary. I just shared this in my stories a couple of days ago. I just wrapped up my mini cut. I've increased my calories by 900 over these past few weeks, and my weight is stable. My measurements are the same too, by the way. I've gained a little bit of weight, just about 0.4 kilos. So that's a pound. What is that? That's nothing. But the measurements are the same. Workouts are better. My muscles are filling up, or they have filled up. I'm eating 900 calories more and I'm maintaining my weight. That's not a flex. That's to show you, hey, there's a better way. Because my body isn't, this machine that can perform, like humans can't. Like, absolutely not. You and me are both humans, or at least I'm assuming that you're a human. You never know these days. No, but, like, all joking aside, like, if I can do this, and of course everyone is at a different place, but if I can literally show you on my social media that I'm eating 900 calories extra and I'm keeping my weight pretty much the exact same, my measurements are the same. They're actually even improving because I see that I'm building muscle, right? If I can do that, we can get you to a place where you can also respond like that. And I can teach you how to eat more again after dieting without rebounding. I can teach you how to do maintenance and maintain your results. Guess what? If you drop 5, 10, 20 kilos, right? 10, 20, 50 pounds. Is that the achievement, or is it the achievement of, okay, now we're going to keep that off for months. And then even if you want to lose more fat, we do another cut. But there's going to be a break in between. So you go down and you stay down there. And then we go for round 2. Is this going to take longer than what you think most programs will take? Yeah, absolutely. But I also give you the reality of long-term success. I'm giving you the reality of how long it's going to take to reach your goals. And it's not to discourage you, not at all. But I'm just giving to you, like, the actual roadmap. And I'll tell you this again, like, if you follow these things, like I said, a 3-month cut followed by a reverse diet, going to maintenance for 2 to 3 months, preferably 3, so you build muscle. And I know this is not even related to challenges, but to be honest with you, like today, I'm also just going with no show notes. Like I'm just, ranting, riffing, whatever you want to call it. But when you follow that process, you can go down and lose fat and go right back up to maintenance and see no rebound. And by the way, you can still have your flexible meals. I had a pizza last night. It's not something I have every single day, but I love pizza. I have a healthy relationship with food as well, knowing that, hey, I'm going to eat my fruits and veggies. I'm going to eat healthy, in quotes, right? I eat mostly whole foods. And then if I feel like a pizza once a week, maybe, and to be fair, it's probably once every 3 weeks, maybe, I can have it. Guess what? I had a whole pizza last night. My weight's the exact same as the last 3 days in a row. 4 days ago, my weight bumped up by a kilo. And then the next day it dropped again by a full kilo. So again, fluctuations are normal, but my weight's the same. Again, this is not a flex, but I'm showing you the reality of we can get you to that place, Absolutely. So during this whole process of, a transformation that will take probably 6 to 12 months for most people. That's what I've seen among my clients. There's lots of flexibility, absolutely. I got to teach you that stuff, if anything. We're not always going to track. No, I'm going to push you not to track, you see? And all these things, right? And I'll stop riffing now because I like to keep these episodes at 30 minutes. Was supposed to be a mini episode anyway. Like all of this stuff is what you will learn in this challenge. And then especially, of course, if you do decide to join the Odyssey, you'll get even more help with that, right? That's going to be 12 weeks instead of 21 days. Way more education, way more actionable things. There's actually going to be some homework too, right? I actually got a recommendation or a request from one of our members. And she's like, hey, could we do some like community tasks next time? And we're going to actually introduce that to make it even more fun, kind of. So in a way, you can extend this challenge by jumping in that, getting more follow-up and getting better results even further, right? But that's optional. So that being said, let's dive in, because here's the thing, right? On Monday we start and you only have a few days to sign up. Sunday night, I'm going to take down that page, and if you're late, you're late. So you can either DM me on Instagram or you can go to the show notes. You'll both find the link to my Instagram as well as the direct link for the challenge. Just scroll down, you can see it, Momentum March Challenge. I would love to have you. And that being said, let's get you ready. Because it's been 2 months now, let's be honest. It's been 2 months plus a week, and we're likely still kind of stuck. And I know you need a bit of support. I know you need a bit of motivation. And this challenge, first of all, it's only $20 to join. Second, you get a chance to win the full 12-week program for free. So you can get that. And every single person who joins has an equal chance. So there's no reason why you shouldn't win. You can also win one-on-one coaching. You can also win a gift card. And either way, you're going to get access to that early bird offer that we're going to be launching at some point, kind of soon-ish, but you heard it here first, right? So you can sign up via the link in the show notes. You can also DM me on Instagram. And of course, if you have any questions, let me know. I think this is going to be a great one for you. Hey, I'm biased. Excuse me. I'm biased. But guess what? I also know what I feel like is wrong with other challenges. So we're going to do it differently so that you actually get a lot of benefit out of this. Better results. Not just now, but like the rest of this year and beyond that. So I'll talk to you soon. On Monday, we're going to have another guest episode with my friend Ronya to talk about her journey with MS. We're going to have some more solo episodes coming up, as well as a episode with Ali Syeth to talk about gut health, as well as my friend Tara Nicole to talk about training and nutrition through pregnancy, as well as my friend Aaron Straker. He's going to come back on the podcast to talk about steroids. This is one that I'm very excited about because I think many people get a wrong idea when they, scroll social media and they see all these crazy bodies and what's actually a realistic, natural goal. Because we're not going to recommend you to do, steroids. I don't think that's going to be a great idea at all. I recommend my clients not to, for very obvious reasons. But what I think is good to do is to have a real conversation around this stuff. So that when you have muscle gain goals, you have, physique goals, let's say, because we all want to look jacked and lean and, whatever you choose to call it, toned. But what's even a realistic, like how much muscle can you build naturally, right? We'll talk about that too. So again, gut health, pregnancy, even steroids, like a lot of cool topics coming up with more solo episodes as well. But for now, I'll talk to you very soon. Next episode is on Monday. And of course, remember to sign up for the Momentum March Challenge. I'm going to take down the page Sunday night, so you want to be quick. I'll see you in there.